right now I'm joined by the fantastic Simove with his book Success or Your Money Back. And might I say that's a very striking cover, and you've done something very unique here because you've written your title vertically.
Correct.
Something you do to stand out.
Details are really important, and thinking about the person who you're interacting with is vital if you want to create emotional connection. So that is important because when you put it on the bookshelf, you read it downwards, whereas a normal book...
Totally makes sense, actually,
Most books have them printed, and actually when I said to the publisher, we've got to print it downwards, it was smashing the system. It was like, no, you can't do that. But of course we can do it, and the cover of a book is really important, even though the adage goes you can't judge a book. That I wanted to make it striking, and I had it matte black and the gold embossed foil block so that it was slightly raised, and I wanted it to be eye-catching and sexy, and it's a bit 80s, do you think? Bit Stringfellow?
Yeah, I mean, I was reading that on the train and people were looking at me like, good on you, you want to like take over the world.
Oh, that's good.
You are an entrepreneur, you've created all sorts of things, and in the second half of this we're going to go through all your fantastic products. But being an entrepreneur, you've been through a lot of things, you've been through your ups and downs, and you've learnt a lot of the tricks in the trade to make things happen.
I hope so.
And we all have ideas, but most of us don't necessarily. We just brush them past our minds and we're like, oh, maybe we'll write that later, and we forget. But you, in your opinion, you think we should write these things down and like let them stew, let them evolve into something bigger.
Absolutely. In the book, I talk about how all human achievement has come from a very simple process, which is idea plus action equals adventure, results, money, wealth. And I'm not totally driven by money, wealth. I'm driven by adventure and making things happen, because then I wake up in the morning and I'm totally excited about the day ahead. But I'm interested in the fact that you thought there was value in those 30 secrets in that book, because when I wrote it, I really wanted the reader to get something from it. And I wish that book had been written when I was 15, 18, 25, 30. Yeah. And then it might have helped me skip a few mistakes.
I think the thing that a lot of people feel like is they're scared of failure, number one. And I think they always feel like there's always people who know things better than me. Look at all these experts that know everything.
It's natural to be fearful, and I think our school system does instill in us this pass-fail scenario.
Yeah, it does actually,
which is really dangerous. And in the book, I talk about how you should live your life like an experiment, because scientists never fail when they carry out an experiment. They just get results. And so if you always think about your life as just having a method and then just trying something and getting results, as long as you're getting results, you're succeeding. And that's how I think of my life. And so, yeah, it's just a case of starting something is often the hardest point, and so once you start something, you'll start to go on an adventure and your mind will go down different avenues, and then you'll get success eventually.
Once you get past the point of the idea, there's obviously the putting the idea together and presenting it to the world to try and get, investment, or, get people interested in the idea. And how would you recommend somebody who's never done anything like this before to get to that point?
The brilliant thing about today, and we're very lucky to be living in this tiny slice of history, is that you can find an expert to help you very quickly. So I don't have any tangible talent in terms of design talent, or I can't play the flute, I can't sing, but what I have got is a vision, and I can recognise brilliant people around me, like here. So when you find people that care about what they do, that's very exciting, because then when you team with them and you say, this is what we're going to do, and they buy into that and they believe you can add something to that process, suddenly amazing things can happen. So with the internet, you can find an expert to help you.
That's what's so amazing. We're in such a great time right now, aren't we?
It's an incredible time, and there's no excuse. And as well as the internet, you can go to trade fairs, which is what I do a lot. I go to trade fairs, and there's all these brilliant experts who care about one topic under one roof. So whether it be novelty gifts or bathroom products, if you're interested in something, there'll be others that are interested in it too. So I gravitate to those people. I tell them my vision. I might maybe offer them an adventure or money or humour. And then we...
There's a lot of humour in your products. which I love.
Life's
it stands
too short.
out. Yeah.
Life's too short. You've got to have fun, haven't you? And,
oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, we're very fortunate these days that we in a way we have a lot of time because we don't have to search for food or a mate. So we
do have time to think about things, and we do have those brain waves, and if we actually put that into practice, it could become real physical products.
Correct.
And I have to look at the products in the next bit. Will you join me in the next half?
Of course.
We'll be back after the break with more Lady Chicklet. Hi and welcome back, and I'm still joined by the wonderful Shed Simove with his book Success or Your Money Back. And I'm sure no one's asked for their money back, right?
Not yet.
Not yet, not yet. But seriously, if you follow these rules, I mean, they're common sense rules, to be honest with you, but I think people need to know them. Like, for instance, you know, people get deterred a lot, don't they, from their ideas, because there's always people saying that, you know, that will never work, that will never work. So what would you say to somebody who's getting quite a lot of that?
As humans, we're sensitive souls.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and especially if we're clever and thoughtful, then what people says to us affects us greatly. So I talk about how some people and even ourselves can be negative magnets, and I shorten this to negnets. And these negnets can have a real effect on your life and your work. And so when you tell someone your idea, and if they're a negnet, they can just crinkle their brow and say, "No, Simone, no Shed, that's rubbish," which I get a lot. And that can take the wind from your sails and stop you from doing something. So you've got to recognise negnets, and actually you've got to not tell someone your idea until it's robust. And when I mean robust, I talk about how you've got to bring it to life in some way. So you get a designer from the internet cheaply, you make it in 2D, and this can be for whether you're thinking up a building, whether you're doing a movie. You can visualise anything very well, easily and cheaply, and so then once you've got that, it's more robust. And if you show a negnet and they say it's not very good, it'll still live, and that's important.
And another thing, actually, which I found really interesting in the book is that I think maybe people feel like they have to come up with something completely new and fresh that's never been seen before. But actually, you can look around you, see things, and improve on them and have a twist on them.
So chuffed you grasped onto some of the secrets in the book. And absolutely, there's nearly 7 billion people in the world today. So there's lots of ideas because we're all thinking all the time. So ideas have been thought up around the globe, and so maybe something isn't new, but the way you do it, and the most exciting thing I think is that we've all got different backgrounds. Even twins have slightly different backgrounds, and your background affects how you then make something happen. And so only you will make it like you will make it, and that's really empowering and brilliant to remember. So I look around and I see things, and as you rightly said, you don't have to always come up with a brand new idea. So I saw these candles that spell happy birthday when you put them on the cake, and I thought they're nice, they're fine, but no one at the time was doing any other slogans. So all I did was I found a partner company, and we did different slogans like 21 again, lost count.
There's one that I love over there. I love
you're
that
old.
one. I have to tell you, I'm going to give that to one of our panellists because she's turning 30 right now, and I've got to make fun of her on that one.
Perfect.
That one's good.
I've actually got another one called 30-ish, which says 30-ish.
Can I get that one off you?
Of course.
Brilliant.
Yeah, 10% discount for you.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Thanks.
But these have sold 250,000 units worldwide.
Wow.
And it shows you, all I did was take this and just update it slightly to this, and made sure that the packaging was a little bit contemporary. Little details are important, like this is 1 millimetre, so that it feels a slight quality.
It's all about the detail, isn't it? You should think about
really
those
important
things,
about liaising with your customer and building some sort of care about your customer, because customers love that.
Yeah, I love that one.
Cheers.
And the other thing is that, you know, you've got to always realise that there will always be people that love it, but there'll always be people that dislike it or are indifferent to it. It's like you've got this 33% rule.
Yes, you talked about fear before, and fear is natural, and even very successful people still worry about the next thing.
Yeah.
And the 33% rule is a mind trick that I use, and there's lots of mind tricks, I think, in the book.
Yeah.
And that says that when you're about to start something new, try and convince yourself that when you do it, that 33% of people will love it, 33% will hate it, 33% just won't care either way, and the other 1% is your mum who always supports you. But by thinking like that, when you get negative reactions, you just take it as part of the 33% who hate it. So it helps you very much, because you just think, no worries, I'm going to concentrate on the 33% who love it and look forward to those people and engaging with those. So it's a very useful trick to just convince yourself to start.
Well, with that note, we've only got a little bit of time left, and I want to quickly see all your products.
Sure.
I'm sure it's going to be more than 33% that love all these things, though. I'm sure of it.
Well, that's a bonus.
You've got some seriously cool products here. Okay, right, we're going to do a speed auction right now. I want you to show all your products in 1 minute. Go for it now.
This is like a shopping channel.
Yes.
Okay, here, ladies and gentlemen, is the Martin Luther King. Get clean, it says on the back, I have a clean. Perfect. This is the sound machine. I thought of it when I was thinking about sitcoms. When you walk onto set, you have applause.
I love that.
Perfect.
Love it.
These are your hide your identity specs. You put them on when you have a photo taken. It looks like you're in the SAS.
Brilliant.
Don't need Photoshop if you want to put nude photos of yourself on the internet. Just get these, $2.99. Brilliant. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the iPod. It's a memory stick. I call it my memory dump. Make sure that you're all backed up. And this is the Sergeant Pepper Mill. In all good stores, it's hand painted, lovely, great little character. And just to finish off, this is my Credit Crunch breakfast cereal, and this has different symbols: pound, yen, euro and dollar, and I put them in that configuration so that it would say yes subliminally and you'd want to buy it. But someone said to me once, it looks like lies, which is perfect for the financial sector, isn't it?
That is. That's brilliant. Well, if you want to be an entrepreneur and a creative genius like Simove, get this book, Success or Your Money Back.